West adopted 4 drug-affected babies from the same drug-addicted mother, she knew that something was out of control. She discovered that no one was doing anything about the flood of newborns being born to addicts, and decided that she was the one to stop this heartbreaking cycle. Her name is Barbara Harris, and she is someone you should know. And the way she got started with this is she called the DA's office and said, could addicts be arrested on child abuse charges for giving birth to 4, 5, 6, 7, 14 coke-addicted kids? And they said, sorry, giving birth to drug-addicted babies is not a crime. This is not a crime. A recent study at Brown University found that as many as 81,000 children per year nationally now need special education services as a result of prenatal exposure to crack cocaine specifically. The annual cost, $352 million. And finding people to take care of them. Take a look at this.
My husband and I became foster parents in 1990, and the first baby that was placed with us was an 8-month-old baby girl who was the 5th baby born to a woman who was a drug addict. 4 months after we took her home, we got a phone call telling us that the mother had given birth to another baby boy, and they asked if we wanted him. So we decided to take him so that 2 of them could be together. A year later, we got a phone call telling us that she had had her 7th baby, a baby girl, and they asked if we wanted her. So we decided to take her as well, and it was the same story the next year. She had a baby boy. And it was just very frustrating to see that these women are allowed to visit local hospitals and drop off damaged babies and just walk away. There's no consequences. Every baby deserves a calm start, but these children don't get them. They go through withdrawals. You have to keep them wrapped tight because they shake, they jump, their little eyes look like they're going to pop out of their heads. Their eyes are just so big, and it's just so sad. It broke my heart. CRACK, C-R-A-C-K is the acronym, and it stands for Children Requiring a Caring Community. We offer cash incentives to men and women who are abusing alcohol or drugs to use long-term birth control. My whole life growing up, whenever anybody would talk about my future, it always included 10 children. So I believe that this was my destiny, and that's what I was supposed to do when I grew up, because mothering is what I do best.
Please welcome my personal hero, Barbara Harris, and Tracy, a woman Barbara helped with her organization. Good morning to both of you. Barbara, next to me, you're one of the most hated women in America. Why?
I think because I'm more interested in doing the right thing than being politically correct. I think our country is too concerned about being politically correct and not willing to do the right thing in too many cases.
I would just like to mention some of the stupid things that get thrown at you, like, this is racist. Where does that come from?
I really don't know where that comes from. I've never figured that one out because I tell people we don't target a minority, we target a behavior. And,
right.
And we believe all babies matter of all skin colors. So that's...
And certainly you've proven that by how your home looks.
Right.
You know, you're the last person in the universe who should be called racist.
Right. A lot of people who call me racist don't realize what my family life is like, so it usually just makes me chuckle because they really don't know me.
They're not trying to. Yeah. That's the problem. Tracy.
Yes.
You don't look like you were an addict.
Yeah, I know. I'm so glad. But
give me a before and after.
Before, for about 10, 11 years, I was addicted to crack cocaine. I have 5 children, which I have 2 in my custody. And my 8-year-old and my 9-year-old are up for adoption now. My children got taken from me due to my drug use. And when I got pregnant with my last child, I was homeless, doing whatever I had to do to feed my habit and try to survive. And when I was 6 months pregnant with him, I went into a drug program, a Get Off Drugs Ministry. And after I had my son, I went home with a friend, and I was watching TV, and I seen Barbara's program. And I was like, it really made me start to think, you know. And so I called.
This is the part that drives me crazy. You've got the ACLU and Planned Parenthood all talking about, in a drug-dazed state, how can they be responsible for their decisions? Yet, we had somebody from my office call Planned Parenthood at a building where they do abortions, said she was addicted to crack cocaine. She lied. She said she was addicted to crack cocaine, and could she come in and have an abortion? Well, yeah, but we'd rather you were off cocaine for a week, was the answer. Well, are you going to test me to see if I am? No. So the hypocrisy is that in a drug-dazed state, it's okay to have an abortion, but in a drug-dazed state, you can't use a contraceptive and make sure it doesn't happen. What is the real problem there?
I know, and people need to realize how bad this problem is. I just got paperwork back last week for a girl who's going to participate in our program, or who has, and she was pregnant 17 times, and she had 8 abortions. People need to realize that these women, in many cases, use abortion for birth control. They have abortions every few months. And if we can prevent that, plus the suffering of the children, for $200, then to me it's $200 well spent.
But as you said, you have to do it all yourself. And when you prove you've gotten everything taken care of, then you get this, in the great scheme of things, not horrendously huge reward. What I know from studying your program is that it makes women think. And that's the beginning of getting straight, sober, clean, and being a good mummy again. And I thank you both. My charitable foundation has donated an awful lot of money to help you, not nearly enough. If you would like to help Barbara, would like more information about her work with crack, go to my website at drlaura.com for more information. And speaking of my website, I'll have the results of my web poll and some final thoughts when we come back, so don't go away.